Welcome to the Angry Nerd Podcast. My name is Arshawn Wade, aka the Angry Nerd. The Angry Nerd Podcast is taped in front of a live Facebook audience from my mom's basement. The Angry Nerd Podcast is made possible by a couple of bad life choices and a few shattered dreams. The Angry Nerd Podcast is made possible by money that my wife gives me from my SSI check, a chick named Joni, and proceeds from listeners like you. If you want to be one of the listeners that helps contribute to this show getting better and better, go to Cash App and donate to $ the Angry Nerd. But wait, we ain't out here or glorified internet begging. He might be, but I'm not. You can pick up one of the Angry Nerd Podcast t-shirts in black or white in sizes small through extra large. We can get yours out to you for the very, very low price of $20 plus shipping and handling. If you follow me on Facebook, inbox me. If you listen to me on Podbean, Spotify, or YouTube, hit me up on customtees.arshawn.com. Leave in the description that you want an Angry Nerd Podcast t-shirt, and we will get yours out to you on the low ski. Peasy, baby, what up? I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my none other than my day one from is it from day one? Is it day one from day one?
I know, A1 from day
A1
one.
from day one.
Hey,
I'm sorry, kids. I was
that's-
trying to be cool.
Yeah, that's what happens when you try to be cool. You know
My,
what I'm saying.
my A1 from day one. Kevin Palmer. I gotta stop being cheap and go ahead and buy another tablet so I can put the drops and stuff back in there, because I was supposed to put an applaud right there. So I just got
Oh yeah, hey, you know,
for my cheap self.
be all right though.
It's all good. It's just like I can't see myself going to spend $100, because if you get one of the low dollar ones, you know it's gonna have problems, and so you're gonna have to go and spend at least $100, and I just don't want to do that for a device that I'm literally only going to use once a week. Because look, they're so big and bulky. I don't want to carry, and then they're flat. I don't want to carry that around. It's gonna get beat up in my backpack. I'm gonna lose it, and ultimately Noble's gonna take it from me.
Oh well, it's a wrap then.
See?
It's a wrap.
So I'd rather not spend the $100 and then have my 4-year-old, jack me for it.
Cause you know everything that you get and that your kids think is theirs.
Man, tonight's topic is how much are you worth? A deeper look at how you value yourself, knowing your value, establishing your value for one, and then holding others accountable when they do not treat you the way that they should based on your value.
Well, how do you feel?
Well, here's what I found out about that. There's a lot of people out here who have themselves valued higher than I personally think they should be marked up. I think that some of these people are marked up. They're not worth as much as they actually think. I think most people are actually worth less than they actually think. Now, if you chop up the human body the way that the insurance company does it, the human body is only worth about $1 million. You get about 10,000 for each finger. You know what I'm saying? You lose it. There's a dollar amount attached to every body part based on the insurance's breakdown on if you lose it at the job or something or the other like that.
But wouldn't we all overvalue ourselves?
I think if someone says, make me an offer for something, I think that if you value it too low, then you don't believe in the product that you're selling. If you value it too high, you're just looking to get over on people.
Yeah.
You see, that's my philosophy on it. I'm not saying the right or the wrong of it. That's why I'm saying I think it's, first of all, we have to have some sort of a rubric for personal value and personal worth, because some people would say that this is wrong, but in this country, we have seen that we value the life of certain citizens over the lives of others.
True.
Based on how certain citizens are taken care of and others maybe
Or the neighborhood we
aren't
live
taken
in.
care of so well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
it's
know what you
like,
mean.
how do you define like that personal value for you? Well, like, I guess for you, how do you define that for yourself? Like what is your worth? Like, how do you define what you're worth? I'll tell you, I'm worth damn more than $15 an hour.
Oh, totally.
8 hours of my day is worth more than that.
Respect. Really, just, man, respect. I feel like I am, not close enough. Okay, I feel like I am a top tier individual, as anyone should believe they are. And with me being a high quality person that I think I am, I demand respect. It ain't got to be in material and anything like that. That shit don't really mean nothing. Respect. Value me with respect. Because you're going to get a long motherfucking way.
Now, see me, I've said this. I've said I'm not a pessimist. But I think that is untrue.
No.
I think it's untrue. I think I am a pessimist because here's what I find wrong with what you said. It sounds like, okay, anybody could say they a high value individual.
Yes,
but
that's
if you,
how I feel about myself.
Right. But if you're basing it on something as fickle as respect, you see, respect is subjective. Respect is relative to the individual. You understand what I'm saying? Because in certain countries, you go, and if you shake hands with this hand, it's disrespect because we wipe booties with this hand. And if you shake hands with this hand, it shows, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or there are certain markers where it's like, we know colloquially, if you're a man, you shake firmly and look a man square in the eye. You know what I mean? Like, that's a thing that most men in the United States of America know. You know what I mean? Like, if you're a street guy, there's something about that. You know what I mean? Locking in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're a business individual, there's something about that hitting them. You know, I try to break your hand. I've been doing this since church. I've been crushing deacons' hands since 1992.
Boy.
You know what I mean, dude? Like, no, I've literally been crushing the hands of deacons since 1992. And that's an impressive grip you got there, brother.
You learned that. I was in 5th grade. So
but see,
this is like 90.
But see, in another country, that could be seen as a sign of aggression and disrespect.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean when I paint that? I had to say that so you can understand. I wasn't just being argumentative, and that's why I say I might be a pessimist because I see a problem with it because it's subjective and it's relative to where you are and what you're doing. Because the thing that may be it may edify you is in respect to your respect. Here at home in Americas or whatever, for argument's sake, this is our home, may be a disrespectful thing somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's very difficult for me to wrap my head around the idea of hinging my personal value on a fickle concept like respect.
Well, okay, so I don't value myself off of things that I can do for myself or for other people. That's really irrelevant.
My life experience has taught me this. I'm only going to get what I negotiate because someone else isn't going to value me the same way that I value myself. That's just like if you're a songwriter, every song is your baby.
Yeah.
Every song's a platinum hit. Everyone is supposed to go. But based on someone else's taste and critique, this is not a #1 hit. Boo.
Which is understandable.
So how do we figure out like I said, a rubric for establishing personal value? Because here's the thing.
That's really a good ass question.
Here's the thing. There was a book that I was reading, Daring to Lead by Brené Brown. And in there she talks about how her daughter, she was telling her daughters like her friends wasn't shit. You know what I mean? Like, your friends ain't shit. She was like, so here's the friendship jar. And for every friendship thing that your friend does, put a marble in the jar. And she's like, oh, well, she shared her chair with me when we were at the game. There's a marble. She said, girl, that ain't worth a damn. That ain't being a friend. Like these are, you see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's like, how do you, if you start doing that with your friends, if we start doing that with each other, we got marbles that we can put in this jar. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. After we get done talking about why we like each other and why we're friends and what we've done for each other over the years and what we've been to each other over the years,
but that ain't why. But here's not why you my friend.
No, of course not. But now we can establish that this friendship has value. You understand what I'm saying? Versus the Tom, Dick, or Harry that you just met the other day at the new job that you just started. Mm-hmm. He doesn't get the same respect that I do. Not right out of the gate. This guy doesn't get to come to your home and eat food at your house.
Oh, well.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's not going to happen because, I might be friendly, but I'm not friendly.
Because you're an ogre. That's why it's not going to happen. You a whole ogre out here in these streets. Be real.
Nice to the motherfucker. Nice as fuck. I'm just not social. I'm just not social.
Nigga, you're a whole ogre.
I don't deal with a lot of people. That's all. A lot of people don't deserve my energy, so... Therefore,
how many friends do you have?
Besides my brother,
that does not count. That don't count.
What, Jermaine?
Aside from
Jermaine
me, aside from myself and Jermaine, we don't even count. Aside from me and Jermaine, how many friends do you have? Exactly my point. You're an ogre.
Shut your ass up, man. I ain't lying on me.
And listen, here's the thing. I'm a dirtbag to put you out there like that because if you said the same question to me, it would be crickets as well.
Jared
is not your friend. You only know Jared because you know me, bro.
Jared, if you see this, you my best friend.
Okay, before we finish with this topic, I want to bunny trail off right now and ask for all of my listeners out there on Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube, if you're wondering who I'm talking to beyond Kevin, I'm talking to our listeners on YouTube. No, I'm sorry. That's the wrong one. Facebook.
Facebook, yeah.
Because we broadcast from Facebook Live because that's all we can afford right now. Dude, so when I say Instagram. You guys, or I'm asking an opinion, I'm talking to my homies in the chat. So here's the thing. If you got a friendship, I'm a friend, and I have a friend over here on the left, and I have a friend over here on the right. This is my friend over here. This is my friend over here. These people have absolutely no idea who the other one is. Somehow or another, through me, these friends meet each other and they become friends. If these friends become friends behind my back, my question is, who sent who the friend request? Because this is the treacherous, betraying ass so-and-so who I need to curse out and stop being friends with for a little while.
Man.
Because you went behind my back and got a friend through me, unbeknownst to me. I'm supposed to know about this friendship. This friendship wasn't supposed to form independently. Absent me. This friendship was culminated through me, through knowing me. So I was supposed to be privy to the satellite friendship that took place.
I know.
So anyway, like I said, there was a betrayal. There was a betrayal that took place, and neither of these sons of bitches will ever tell me who sent who the friend request first, because that's who's gonna go on timeout. Anyways, back to our regular schedule.
No. We stand on the subject. I got one word.
Trying to speed past.
No, Jermaine.
Jermaine,
when you was over there kicking it with Jermaine? How you
Jermaine.
How you meet Jermaine?
Playing basketball at Tillis
Bullshit.
Park. Jermaine dunked on me.
Bullshit.
He used to identify me as the guy that he dunked on. He'd be like, "Hey man, Sean over here." He'd be like, "Sean, who's Sean?" "Oh, that dude I dunked on at Tillis Park that one time." Like, so we already knew each other, like before we knew that we both knew you.
No.
So we already had a relationship on the court. When guys dunk on each other and fight and stuff like that, that's a relationship.
No.
That's a bromance, bro.
I made that happen.
That's a whole bromance.
Man,
You see how we look at each other on the court? We haven't played basketball with each other in 15 years.
No, friend.
Did you see how today when we were both on the court? Did you see how we looked at each other?
No, friend of kin.
We got a thing.
No, friend of kin. No, friend of kin. No.
Yeah. We got our own friendship, so it ain't the same. We're not the same. Anyways, getting back to knowing your worth, but that's just the thing. That friendship has value. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's because years been put in.
Exactly. We have put things into the jar, and we have solidified a bond, a friendship that can't ever be broken unless somebody does a supreme level of hoe shit. Someone has to do I'm talking about an astronomical level of hoe shit for us to not be friends anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we have that much in the jar. We got that much in the jar, our friendships that valuable. So when I see people independently not recognizing their value, I think that's what's happening to the workforce right now. I think that's why people aren't going back to work, because people are learning their value.
Oh, of course. But anyway, man,
after I learned that I could live without going to work at your job for 8, 10, 12 hours a day, after I learned that I could figure out a way to get this paper out here in these streets, to get these dead white men on green paper, after I figured out I could get that some other kind of way, I feel like I'm worth, even though I made a decent salary, I'm worth more than $21 an hour.
Of course.
I'm worth more than that.
Of course.
And because I figured out a way to keep my ex-wives off my back. I figured out a way to keep my ex-wives off my back. I swear, I'll be like, oh shit. I'll be like, man, shout out to them. Let me tell you something. I'm going to take this time out right now to do something that I feel like doesn't get done a whole lot. My second wife is the greatest ex-wife in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't ask for a better ex-wife. I mean, unless we were together. But she just is. And I don't think people acknowledge the good. I hate using those colloquially ghetto terms, but baby mamas. I don't think a person could ask for a better baby mama, and I don't think that the good ones get highlighted enough. Just like good baby daddies don't either. But I don't have a baby daddy. I have a baby mama, so it's my responsibility to say, man, I have a very, very good baby. I got an okay one, and then I got one that's exemplary, and I think that's worth saying whenever you get an opportunity to say that. But anyways, you have to know your value. And I think that people are learning that they're worth more than these salaries. They're worth more than these little titles at these companies. They're worth more than these little offices and these cubicles. They're worth more than the time away from their family. They figured out that they can codify their wealth if they get all the kids together and the wife together and say, hey, let's come up with a plan to get some money.
Yeah. It's because a lot of people don't value people's time or their worth. There's no respect. They treat you like you're a robot. Like you don't have any emotions. And
you should be honored to be here.
Oh man.
Because anybody can do this job.
Oh man. If you just don't know, man, this is the best place to work in the world. Boy, please.
Yeah,
miss me with that shit.
I hate the lifers. You know what I mean? Because the lifers make it like it's something wrong with you because you don't want to dedicate the next 40 years of your life to this place.
No.
The people who've already been
your growth.
The people who've already been at the company for 20 years. The people who've already been there 30 years. I got $67,000 in my 401k. I said, and that is going to take care of you for 1 or 2 years. You know? So what are you going to do for the rest of your life if you live past tomorrow?
Go get a security job like all the other old folks. That's what's going to happen.
My grandma's a security
man, bro.
No, yeah, she's like 70 and she's a security guard. That's jacked up that you said that, but that's a true story, bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
You give these old folks these security jobs. What are they going to secure? What are they securing?
First of all, I'm a messy nigga, and I'm ghetto. People always think I'm like preppy, but I'd be like, bro, like me and none of my brothers and sisters got the same father. I'm ghetto as fuck. But anyway, my mom and my grandmother were pregnant at the same time. I'm ghetto in the motherfucker. But anyway, true story. But anyways, there are a group of people among us who have themselves overly valued. And I'm going to call them the owners of the vaginas. The owners of the vaginas think that they are the sure shot shit, and that you should pay and bend over backwards and kiss ass. I don't mind the ass kissing part, actually, but it's the bending over backwards and the hoop jumping. It's the bending over backwards and the hoop jumping. I don't mind that so much either. It's the reward. If all you have to offer is your vagina as the owner of a vagina, then I feel like two things. One, I feel like I should have access to that vagina at any given time, day or night. And I'm not just an asshole, like, you know what I mean? Hey, kids, go in the living room. You know, I'm finna go in here and knock your mama down. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, when there's an appropriate allotted amount of time for premarital activities to go on, I think that we should be doing that, because I'm doing husband things like paying bills and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? And I do those things automatically because that's the way it's supposed to go, because that's the way my dad did it. That's the way his dad did it. Or anyways, the guy he's my brother's dad, but, you know, I call him dad. I really wish I didn't have his name tattooed on my arm now. You know what I mean? Because he's not really my dad. But anyways, I digress. I'm just joking. I love that man. But that's the way you do it. You pay. You pay the bills. And they deny you the one commodity that they have that really isn't that valuable. The vagina. For anybody that didn't catch that. And don't get me wrong, it's great. I'm not an asshole. I'm not going to sit up here and act like, vagina ain't nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to act like that's not a major.
Want it.
That's a major component of my life. You know what I mean? A lot of my major life decisions have been made either on the cusp of receiving some vagina or in the pursuit of getting some vagina. You know what I mean?
Missions. Missions.
Factoids. Factoids. So I'm not saying that the vagina doesn't have any value. What I'm saying is that the vagina is inappropriately valued. And my second thing, if we were in a relationship 6 months, bump that, a marriage. I'm going to get personal here. I'm not going to say names. But if we were in a marriage and you know you had good vagina, I've grown accustomed to this vagina. I've grown accustomed to this vagina just like you've grown accustomed to this lifestyle. And I have to pay alimony. And I feel like vaginal alimony should be paid. I don't want to be unreasonable. We're not together no more. But at least twice a week, I feel like I should be able to come over your house and get some of that vagina that I've grown accustomed to after all these years. You understand what I'm saying? Is that unreasonable? Is that unreasonable? I have to pay the money. I have to continue to pay in the money. I don't want to be back out here in the dating scene.
Hey, Dr. Dre.
The dating scene is horrible right now. The dating scene is horrible. These young girls don't know how to clean their vagina the right way. They want you to put it in raw on the first date.
I don't know.
And then you're grown accustomed to hitting it raw because you've been married. But you're like, I can't do this. I'm too an adult to have unprotected sex with a stranger.
Not no Randingo.
You know, you can't do that. So I can't be out here thrown to the wolves. You have to give me that vagina.
No, that's called throwing on a crap table.
How many years did you lay there pretending that you enjoyed having sex with me? How many years did you lay there like this with your legs up? You know what I mean? How many years did you just lay there and look at me like, like Celie looked at Mr.? How many years did you do that? So what is 2 days out of the week that you come and do that again for me for a few months until I figure it out? Am I not worth that? I have value and I got needs. Let me tell you something. This little Peter Whacker needs to do something. You know what I mean? It needs to do something. I don't want to be out.
Hot diggity dog.
I don't want to be out here having, you know what I mean, all this random. I'm 36. I don't want to have my name out here in the streets. Girl, he got that good. Let me tell you something. I've heard stories. I am the truth. I'm the opposite of a lie, baby. TRUTH. That's me. But at 36, with a 16-year-old daughter who will be an adult pretty soon, I definitely don't want my name out there as Mandingo. You know what I mean? I don't want her to run into, you know what I mean? One of these young bras be like, oh, that's your daddy, girl. Ooh, girl. He pay good, too.
What?
I don't want to be that guy. And if we had vaginal alimony, we would be able to circumvent the unnecessary process of being the old dude at the club.
How in the hell we get on cooter alimony?
It's about knowing your worth. It's about knowing your worth. Men, we don't know our worth. We don't know that we're supposed to be getting at least 6 to 12 months worth of post-marital vagina. She's supposed to come over there and fake like she did for all those years while y'all was married. Because everyone knows after you get married, there is no exciting sex happening after that. There's no exciting sex happening after that.
Like, that's some shit.
She's not going to do anything new. You've experienced all her tricks already. She's not popping out nothing new. Now, whenever you get it, she's going to lay there. Hopefully, you've invested in one of those little bottles of lube, one of those little pink bottles of lube. I don't know. I got it at the store one time. It was like $14.99. I thought it was too much, but then it lasts so long and it does such a good job. I was like, hey, this almost saved my marriage. You know, almost. It prolonged the inevitable.
You ever heard of Brandy? We hear of Brandy?
No.
Almost doesn't count.
Almost.
Yeah, okay, you know the song. All right. I was just asking. Go ahead.
You were finally free. What was what I'm missing? But
see,
you found it in
karaoke
me.
Mode, y'all.
You can't get to heaven half off the ground. Boy, almost doesn't count.
Man.
But what I'm saying is, man, it's hard out here for a pimp, man.
I don't know. You know, if
more men knew their worth, I would be.
You no more.
I do.
That's my mindset. It's a rap. Like you don't exist no more.
I don't feel
that's
that way.
how I feel.
I feel like once I know there's another guy, that's when I'm like, you know, I don't want to play that, you know, slip and slide game. You know, you hitting some other guy, he busting in you, and then I'm going in there. I don't want to do that because I think that's disgusting. You know what I mean? So once I know there's another guy, because I know most guys, see, I'm a scrupulous man. You know, I'm over here, you know what I mean? I'm handling my business the right kind of way. I'm not out here just, you know, raw dicking, you know, these hoes. You know what I'm saying? You don't be doing that.
No.
You know, but at my age, I've recognized, listen, I got to find people's aunties. I got to find like these people's aunties who only had one kid and now they 18 and they in college.
Oh, man, that's...
So they're these girls that's
how
around...
rare you find somebody with one kid?
Yeah, these girls that's around 40, they kind of had, you know what I mean? They may be a little plump, you know? But I'm skinny. I'm skinny now, so I recognize
now.
I mean,
you've been skinny since I met you.
No, I'm saying I'm skinny.
And according to that ROTC picture, you were fucking puny.
No, don't leave me.
Yes.
No, I look like a little African. Oh my God, I look like a little foreign exchange student.
Oh man,
I look like this is Malcolm X.
Lord Jesus, Lord man.
But no, damn, where were we at?
I forgot. I'm fucking knee popping.
I was saying I'm skinny now. I've just now accepted the skinny guys like big girls kind of thing. I'm like, bring your fluffy ass here. You know what I'm saying? I just need a friend, and you know what I mean. And I'm a very handsome guy. Like, you want me to be in your bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to take selfies with me and shit.
That's all they want to do is take pictures for social media.
I just feel like it's so unfair. It's so unfair that we have to give these girls money, but they don't still have to give us vagina. And that's just, and I think it comes from men not knowing their worth. Because if men collectively knew their worth, then we would be still getting that vagina. And I think that would cause a lot less domestic violence disputes. We should start putting stipulations on our stuff like they do. They got like sayings like, you don't get the payment up front, girl. He got to pay like he weigh and all this little stuff like that. And they got to.
I heard guys say pay like she weigh.
I don't know, man. It just seems like these girls got all these little colloquialisms.
I didn't heard Janet Jackson. What have you done for me lately?
Right, for give me the money. And we don't have any colloquialisms for bust down. You know what I mean? For a real one. Even after the marriage is over, you should still be busting down for me for a little while. You know what I mean? What are you doing? You just got done maybe married for me for some years, and you just out here running around getting random Peter?
I ain't never been divorced or really had dealings with an ex or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure there's some Mickey Fickies that's dibbling dabbling with their ex still. So motherfucking adults and y'all comfortable with each other. It's only more likely.
Yeah, well, I don't even want to open that. I don't want to open that can of worms.
That's how I feel.
That's gonna start some more shit. Don't let me open that can of worms.
Can't be loud. If a little fucking friend of Ken gonna come whoop your ass.
No, it's like this. You know, divorce. Divorce is like it's like going back to high school. The sex that you want. Can't get, and the sex that you can get, my boy, you don't want. and it's like that's where you are, because you're like, I'm not gonna subject myself to this bullshit just for some vagina. Nah. And that's what I mean about worth, because once upon a time, you know, like better than anyone probably, I was not that choicy about whose vagina, you know, I shared. I appreciate any girl that shares her vagina with me. I feel like you are less than a man if you don't show appreciation to any lady who shares her vagina with you, because she does not have to. You know what I mean? That's probably right next to banana pudding. Vagina's right there. It's a close second. You know, but banana pudding is a close second.
I don't like bananas,
so it's like, so vagina's like a super good thing.
Like sweet potato pie.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, like that. Right. That's probably comparable.
Boy.
Yeah, it's like that. Man. So if you shared something,
if it's my sweet potato pie, boy, hey, I appreciate you for sharing that with me.
If you shared something that precious, goddamn you if you do not show appreciation to that individual.
Wait, hold on. Wait, time. I just want y'all to know out there in this world that I make the greatest sweet potato pies in the world, and I'm willing to put money on it. Go ahead.
That's a very bold statement. Guilty plug out of the way. Moving right along. But that goes to knowing your worth. Did you hear the confidence? Did you hear the bass? Did you hear there was no wavering when he said that's when someone knows their worth. I have a product that is better than anyone else's, and I stand on that.
Of course.
That adds to a person's worth.
Rashad Spikes, cautious. He somebody tag him. I guarantee you, he's proof that these are the greatest sweet potato pies in the fucking world.
Another guilty plug out of the way. Anyway, no, I'm just teasing. But no, definitely. I think that it's a tragedy what's happening, because I saw, I read in the paper, it might have been 2 days ago. Maybe it was a week ago.
You still read the newspaper?
I do.
Damn.
I go get a paper every morning. If I get a paper, I get a free coffee. You know, I like coffee, so I actually go for the coffee, and I bought a paper one day, and my coffee was free, and so I was like, I feel like that's a fair deal. I get a paper and a coffee for $1.
Yeah, at least you ain't offering everybody a cup of coffee when they come in.
Right,
hey,
right.
You want some coffee?
Well, I mean, if you make a pot, I mean, you know, you just got to share it, because you're not gonna, drink the whole pot.
I ain't gonna drink no coffee.
But anyways, yeah, it was a few days ago. I saw that like senior citizens are like going and working for free in restaurants to keep them from closing. The same restaurants that the kids are saying they're not going back to work at them because they want more money. The kids are saying they want more money, and they'll come back and work these bullshit jobs at, these, fast food restaurants that raped all of us.
Yeah, Taco Bell, Burger King, Domino's, McDonald's. Got me.
All rights reserved. We don't want no beef with them on the trademark side of the game. But anyways, so these people are going out there on the, I'm going to say this word that starts with an S and it rhymes with bravery. So anyways, these people are reintroducing bravery with an S and an L. Anyways, these people are subjecting themselves to servitude.
Yeah. Okay, we thought of the word at the same time.
In order to keep the Billionaire Boys Club and their game rolling. Now,
man, hey, Nipsey Hussle said it the best. The giants will crumble. New companies is going to come out of nowhere. That's how I knew. That's the name of the song. He said at the end. Let them die off. These old folks ain't going to be able to keep up with the flow of customers anyway. Let them die off. Let them small companies come out of nowhere. Because that's what's going to happen.
Well, I see it more and more as, for myself, even as having a t-shirt business, it becomes a community. Yeah. Like everything that you do, it's like I know, people that do hats, and I know people that do banners, and I know, you know what I mean? It's like I can get on, I can get on Facebook. Yeah. I can get on IG and be like, yo, bro, do you want this job? I don't have this equipment for it, whatever, and send it to them. They can boom, 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 do their thing and mail it to the customer. And the customer, all they know is that they got their stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, so yeah, definitely, bro. And it's like people have been so afraid. I know, because I got really comfortable with my salary at the lumberyard. Yeah. I get that. You go from having a 3-year plan to being 6, almost 7 years in, and then you're like, but you're living a really okay life. You're living an okay life.
That's because complacency kicks in.
Facts.
That's all that is.
So it's like, but that was because I had accepted the value that someone applied to me, which was $21 an hour. I accepted that I was worth $21 an hour for 8 to 10 hours a day. Plus a 45-minute commute on both ends. So that's another hour and a half.
A day.
Every day.
Boy. 6
days a week. For how many years did I make that drive? 4. 3 years I made that drive from North Little Rock to Pine Bluff. Yeah, I made that drive for 3 years.
That's a lot.
So,
but in bigger cities, people drive an hour to an hour and a half to and from work. So, I would say that's normal.
But I wasn't supposed to be there that long.
Yeah,
I wasn't supposed to be there that long. At some point, these companies are dream killers.
Oh yeah, no, most we don't fit in. That's what that is. We don't fit into these systems that these people put into place. We don't fit in.
Systems. What do you mean when you say systems?
Well, these rules that they put into play.
Like the policies and stuff like that. Okay, I got you.
That work against the employee, because none of that shit is for the employee. They give you all these bullshit rules to follow, and if you break one, you get chastised. We're gonna put this paperwork on you. Shit don't scare me, but what's the point? What's the point? You only running people off. But I guess that's their plan. Have that revolving door. It's like prison. You can in and out, new people in and out every day. Because the longer people stay there, the more they have to pay them. If you constantly get new people, running these older people off, they shelling less money out. Mm-hmm. So, boom. That's what the policies are for. You're not gonna fit in. So once we get you in the door, you're gonna fuck up. That's what we got your ass. Or you just conform and be a mindless fucking slave and be scared of this paperwork, or scared to lose your job because it just ain't another job out there for me. Shh. never mind.
Well, you know what? We're not taught to value ourselves as much more than that. What do they teach us in school? They teach us how to be good employees. They teach us how to be good employees. They don't teach us how to be business owners or entrepreneurs. They teach us to go to school so we can get a good job, so that we can get a good career working at someone's company.
And in the school system, have you noticed that any kid that they deem as bad or troubled, it's always, they just got so many problems. It ain't the price, it's not the kid. It's them fucking rules. Just because the majority has bowed down to these rules, don't mean it. That one kid is sour. That's just how I feel. That's from my unprofessional opinion.
Yeah, my unprofessional opinion. Some of these little kids ain't shit though. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I've been around some of them. Some of these little kids. Listen, why do people tell me that I'm bad because I'll say that. Some of these little kids ain't shit, and guess what? They grow up to be adults that ain't shit. Do you think that these people that we don't fuck with as adults, who ain't shit right now as adults, do you think they just started being ain't shit? They probably wasn't shit when they were born. You know what I mean? Some people are just born defective.
I can see that.
Now, I think that that's where we have a problem as black people is we don't know the proper channels to go through to get shit done sometime, and we will lead with our emotions. See, the problem ain't the policy.
Well, our main emotion is anger.
The problem isn't it's an emotion. It doesn't matter. It's emotions. It's all encompassing. So the problem is, that's a big problem, is that black people don't know how to properly emote, because black people don't even know how to feel anything but anger. Maybe you're feeling embarrassment, but you only know how to process anger. Maybe you're really feeling that you've been belittled. Maybe you're really feeling you've been condescended to, but it comes out as anger. We're not actually taught how to identify our emotions and speak and say, hey, that hurts my feelings. We're taught to bust ahead. Pick up a stick, a brick. And we've heard these things when we was growing up. You don't settle everything with busting a head, you know. And when we got down wrong, mama busted a head, and it just did not equip us to be ready for the system at school, because we were raised at home. It has less to do with the system that was already there. That's the same shit that everybody has to be subjected to. It has more to do with what's happening at home. We don't get taught conflict resolution skills. So we go and bust Timmy in the head, who's already learned how to talk to the teacher. Mama didn't teach us to tell the teacher. She taught us to pick up stick, brick, bust him upside the head. And then they wonder why we go to prison. Because you didn't prepare me for the system that I was going into. You prepared me for a dated way of thinking that didn't serve you, grandma, or any of the other black people that use that mindset. And you prepared me to be at a disadvantage because you didn't go out and get information. You were out shaking your ass to earth, wind, and fire. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was going to say.
I'm just saying, sometimes our parents are to blame a little more than the system, because it was like they knew about the system. They didn't prepare us for it. They taught us everything that we needed to do to fail in the system. And the Asian kids do it. They know they ain't white. They know they're not a part of that. That's why they go over there. They get the education. They take it back to Chinatown. I'm not going to sell them out on how they all get those real estate licenses. But I know that game too, how they get together and get that done. But I'm not gonna go into details because I believe that's drop snitching.
No, we're gonna talk about that off camera.
Oh, we will.
All righty.
Yeah, we're
gonna take notes.
But see, that's because these people, these foreign people that come from here from another country, the Africans, they come here. They already come here knowing this ain't their shit. They come in here and figure out how to play the system, and we'll be mad at them talking about these foreigners come over here and get all this money, because we're mad. We haven't figured out how to get it yet. We will sit up here and be mad at the game instead of figuring out the rules. If you want to play the game, then figure out the rules of the game so you can play the game at the highest level. Don't be angry at people because they're playing the game at a higher level than you are, and you're sitting over here on the sidelines. You're not practicing. You're not showing up. You're not putting in the work. You're not watching tape. How do you expect to be a starter? You're sitting over here on the bench talking shit with all the other bench warmers, but you expect to get put in the game. That's not going to happen. That's not how it's going to work. And that's the failing mentality that we teach our children, is that we supposed to wait for them to give us something instead of figuring out how to play the game, get hours from the game, because we know the game ain't for us. The white picket fence and the American dream, that wasn't a dream, that was fabricated for black people. So black people have to realize that's not us. But lo and behold, a nigga get him a house with a picket fence, and he the only nigga in the neighborhood. I'm the only black folks there out here.
Boy, I hate that shit.
White ice is always colder, and that's because it is no. But this brings me to my closing point. Most black people don't value being black. Most black people's worth comes from something that is created by the dominant society. Most words all have meanings. I didn't say all. Most black people you talk to, whenever they talk about their worth, it'll be in the name of Gucci. It'll be in the name of Louboutin. It'll be in the name of Levi.
Hey man, shut your fucking
Jordan.
Face. Okay.
Michael Kors. It's always going to be one of these European designers, European actors. It's always going to be something that comes from the dominant society. And I just don't understand why black people don't value being black.
Wait a minute.
And we influence the entire world. Everyone loves black people except for black people. Everybody want to be black except black people.
Man, you know what Paul Mooney said.
Because we don't value being black.
You know what Paul Mooney said.
And so we find ourselves at a disadvantage all the time because we don't find value in being black. You got to understand the system. Who do you see getting slapped upside the head by the system? Poor black people, poor white people. Why? Because we lack information. We still think that we're going to be able to keep up with the Joneses. And you're not going to ever be able to do that. Billy Bob in the trailer park. Raekwon in the hood. You're not going to be able to do that, homie. That shit ain't for you. This game is not for you. As Sugar Free would say. PM. The game is predicated upon there being enmity between the poor black and the poor white. Because we don't learn, neither one of us learn how to play the game. Why? No information. Ill-educated. Why? Because Ray Earl, he's taught his son the same bullshit his daddy taught him.
Drank beer.
And Raequisha mama taught her the same shit that her mama taught her.
We in the club every weekend.
Exactly. This is my point. So the game has been what the game is. It's that a lot of black people, especially from the low income community, a lot of black people have not figured out, I need to learn the rules of the game. Because the rule book that I'm playing with, what good does it do to play Yahtzee if you got the rule book to Monopoly? And that's what happens a lot of time because black people don't know their worth. So they go into Monopoly playing with the rule book to Yahtzee. Then they wonder why in the fuck we end up in last place on the socioeconomic ladder. It's because we don't know our worth. And the things that we value, if you load all of that shit up and you pile it up out there in the street, people would say, hey, who left this garbage out here? The average citizen would see that shit and say, who left this fucking trash out here? Because it's not very valuable. Most of us knock off anyway. Most of us knock off anyway. That's the killer. Is that your worth comes from something that's a replica of the original.
No, that shit don't mean nothing. To me, if you wearing all of this shit, you trying to cover something up, or you hiding something, you trying to.
You want to adorn yourself in something that makes you feel more valuable than you are, because you don't value yourself. That's why FUBU couldn't be what it should have been, because that didn't sound exotic.
You look at the shirt I got on, I guarantee it's probably very few shirts like this right here out there in this world. If you got one of these, it's probably hidden in the closet. I got two of these. One I used to use for work, and then this one that I just recently started wearing. This is a small brand. You probably ain't gonna find this shit no more. To you, it's not valuable. To me, it's just a shirt. But you probably would think, oh, he ain't got no fucking Gucci on. He ain't got no what's the other shit? Balenciaga, or that don't make you nothing. That don't make you nothing. Yes, I use a double negative, and that don't make you nothing. You just a motherfucker with a bunch of expensive ass shit on you to waste your money on. Because if you a fool in pajamas, you a motherfucking fool in that shit. That's just me.
No, I mean, I concur. But the thing about it is, like I said, knowing your worth. So many people fail to know what they're worth. And I think that with the influx of small businesses being formed, there's a paradigm shifting. And I think that the age-old adage, get a job and work hard and pay bills and die, I think that's fading out.
No, yeah, that shit over with.
I think that's fading out. I think that people are learning their worth. I just think that when it comes to black people, we need to step up to the learning curve a little bit faster, because there's a whole lot of money out there to be made.
Yeah, because if I come up, I got my brand. If I'm selling shirts for $25, there's gonna be somebody that say, "Hey, let me give you $20," and the answer is no, because you gonna go pay $35 for Ralph Lauren. It's the same quality. Mine's $10 cheaper, a different name. You gonna pay $35 for Ralph Lauren because it's popular, but you won't pay $25 for Wolfpack because very few people know what it is. Sense that make. Gonna hold strong on that shit. We gonna come out of nowhere, surprise the fucking world.
Man, we're getting ready to wrap things up here. Like I said, it's about knowing your worth. I like seeing where things are going. Once again, black people, we got to step up to the learning curve. We got to share the information. We got to get out there. We got to get disciplined. We got to stop shaking our ass at the club every weekend, because as much as I see people talk about ending generational curses, I see a lot of them being repeated. Most of that comes from us not valuing ourselves very much. And most of that comes from us not having a way of valuing ourselves, a rubric to use, a tool that we can use, a guideline that we can use to say this makes you worthy of being a black person. You know, we got to find something out there that we can do for that. And for people in general, know your worth. Stand firm on this shit. Don't go out there and work at those people's job for free. If your grandma's out there doing that stuff, hide her walker from her. I'm kidding. My name is Arshawn Wade, a.k.a. The Angry Nerd, a.k.a. Arshawn the Mouthpiece, the cat that got lost in Arkansas on his way to South Beach, a.k.a. Arshawn, a.k.a. Sean with the mother effing R. Peace.
Adios.